Hello everyone and welcome to this album review. Now today I'm going over an album by a band what I don't normally listen to, but I've started to get into them a bit lately. It is this album here by Straits called Brothers in Arms. So basically in this video I will tell you a bit of information about the album, show you the vinyl and go over all the tracks individually. Now there is a reason why I have been listening to their material a lot more lately, is because I'm actually going to see Mark Knopfler live next year. It is a Christmas present for my dad. He doesn't know about it yet, and I'm really looking forward to it. Most definitely. But I just thought that I would be wise to get to know a lot of their material before I went to this concert, so that I at least know and I'm familiar with the hits, what he's going to do, hopefully. So so this album here was the band's fifth album, released on the 13th of May in 1985. This album here was one of the first albums to be made especially for the CD market and made digitally, using digital technology, which is the norm now, but up until 1985 they'd always recorded using analogue methods. Also the album here was a huge commercial success. It spent 10 weeks at number 1 in the UK, 9 weeks in the US, and 34 weeks at number 1 in Australia. It is the 8th best-selling album in the United Kingdom and is estimated to have sold 30 million copies worldwide. So it is a massive album, this. It was a huge commercial it was a huge commercial success for them. So onto the vinyl here. I picked this up at a record fair pretty cheaply, just in a £1 box. The cover design's nothing too special, but I do quite like it though. It is quite a nice cover. I also have the inner sleeve here, which again just it has the lyrics on it on one side here. Quite odd to read though, and then just sort of credits and that on the back. And the record here, really nice label to this one actually. Not sure if you can see that there, but that's a pretty nice label on it, I must say. So I will now go over all the songs individually from the album. I say that I like most, if not all, of the tracks, but there are a few weaker ones on it for me. But the first one isn't one of them. It is called So Far Away, and this is a fantastic opener, a favourite of mine, on the album. Very catchy chorus, gets stuck in your head a lot. This one was a single released. I'm not sure if it was the lead single, but it was one of the singles from it anyway. It peaked at number 20 in the UK charts and at number 4 in Norway. My only complaint with this song here, as well as many of the other ones, is the length. That version on the vinyl's fine. It clocks in at about 4 minutes, which is perfect. But on the CD version, what was the one I was listening to on YouTube and that, it's about 5 minutes, 6 minutes long, which is a bit too long for me. But it's still a great song. We then have Money for Nothing, which is a brilliant song. It's also quite slow, with an introduction sung by Sting from The Police. Then this fabulous guitar riff comes in from Mark Knopfler, just a brilliant fuzz thing guitar riff. Not sure what it's called that, but you know what I mean. It's brilliant. And then the drums kick in and it picks up. It's a brilliant song really. It's sung from the perception of someone working in a hardware shop, and that's the singing that we have to install microwave ovens and stuff like that. So the lyrics are quite absurd in places, but it's still a great song. And this one here was one of their biggest hits. It peaked at number 1 in America and number 4 in the UK. And also, as well to note, this track here, I've got a lot to say about this one. The music video to it, that uses a lot of the early animation kind of thing. So if you've not seen it, check it out. Pretty cool music video to it. Then have Walk of Life, which is a brilliant track. This was one that I was kind of familiar with, but I didn't know that it was by Dire Straits, or the name of the song. You just recognise bits and pieces of it, and that it was the organ hook must have been on an advert somewhere. But just recognise it from somewhere, hearing it before. This was their biggest hit in the UK. It peaked at number 2, and it is my favourite on the album. It's just a brilliant, catchy song, and just a great pop song really. Then have Your Latest Trick, and this is a slower one. There's a nice sax part to it, but I'd say overall this is quite a boring track. Like again, goes on a bit too long, but yeah, like I wouldn't like necessarily skip it or anything. It's just not as exciting like as the other songs. Then I have Why Worry here, and this is a really beautiful, nice, soft song. Maybe like a tad long, but still, it's like it's a nice closer to the first side, nice mellow kind of song. So that's why I like that one. Why Worry? And then for me, side two, it's nowhere near as good as side one for me. I kind of was a bit disappointed in side two a little bit. Opens with a song, Ride Across the River, which is very different from the other stuff. I mean, like, you either love it or hate this track. It's got kind of like Latin beat to it. This one's not a standout track for me at all, really. Like, I'm about one of the weakest like on the album. And then we get another one here. The Man's Too Strong, it's called. This is a solid acoustic track, really. Nothing really too much to say about it. Not very memorable, but still okay. And then we have One World, which does pick up the album like a bit more. Like after four slower tracks, yeah, like a much more upbeat rocker really, which picks up the album. Yeah, like overall, yeah, a good solid track. And then we have the closing one here, which is called Brothers in Arms, which for me is a tad overrated, like as a song. Like when I first heard it, like on here, like I was a bit disappointed with it, but I can see like how it could like how it could grow on me. Yeah, but just like wasn't a standout for me like when I first heard it. But I can see why it is such like highly regarded. It reached number 16 in like the UK charts as well, Tab, but I don't think it charted in like many other places either. I don't think it did very well again like America. So that's this album gone over really. I would give this album a 9 out of 10 probably, maybe an 8, probably a 9 though, just because the first 3 tracks are brilliant. Well, of course side 1's really good, but it's just side 2 which I'm not as fussed about really. So yeah, 8, 9 out of 10 for this album here, Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. So if there's any other albums you'd like to see me go over, please leave them in the comments below. Whether that be other Dire Straits ones here, like I've got a few more from like my dad's collection up there, and like also like any Beatles ones, whatever, just like leave them below. Also like the video and subscribe to my channel. So see you later then, bye bye.